Today I'm going to be talking about there's a will, there's a way, from being relentless and cutting out the noise, and how consistency and discipline play a role. Before I talk about this a little bit more in detail, I'm going to be going after you to incorporate bodybuilding. I believe building the body, building the temple of God is truly important when you walk with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's why I like to incorporate them both inside my YouTube videos. So if you clicked on this video, guys, we're here to hit this message today. So make sure you guys stick around because I'm going to be delving a bit more into the message after the workout. Feel free to skip ahead and timestamps below as well I put them there for you guys. If not, stick around, enjoy this little workout montage, and I'll see you guys after, so enjoy.
She treat me pretty like a playboy, don't play boy, you 21. I was 15 shopping for them chains, boy, early as a jit and diapers. Some shit had to change, boy, not like these other niggas. I get K, no, I don't play, boy. You heard how I'm having, I can't hang around here face savage. Wanna be street so bad they capping, I can't say I'm from the hood, just know I'm armed and ready. Packing, pop said they can't catch you lack, long as you move how you rap. In the shadows like I'm Batman, and that shit brought me traction. I'm really about that action. It's more than Gucci fashion. My back was damn near in the wall and I ain't never back in. My neck was damn near in the rope and I ain't never tap in. Oh, he think he got, come show me something. Seen red and blue, don't know about nothing. Come get your bitch, I see it crushing. What you rolling, woods rushing. Is she bad? No, I'm crushing. You gon' stop with all that fussing. Came up grinding, ain't had nothing, She treat me pretty like a playboy, don't play boy, you 21. I was 15 shopping for them chains, boy, early as a jit and diapers. Some shit had to change, boy, not like these other niggas I get.
Alright, how's it guys? Just finished the workout. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of montage. We're going to be jumping right into the topic of the day. It's going to be if there's a will, there's a way. And I fear for number one is going to be never give up. Be relentless no matter the circumstance. I'm going to be going over a little story in the Bible. So there's a biblical figure known for being relentless is the widow in the parable of the persistent widow from Luke 18:1-8, who continually pleaded with an unjust judge for justice until he granted it. So we're going to be going to the story about the persistent widow. And the story is Jesus told the parable of the persistent widow who kept bothering an unjust judge for justice for her adversary. So she was relentless. The widow was relentless in her pursuit of justice, repeatedly coming to the judge with her plea. And the outcome, the judge, despite his indifference, eventually granted her request to get rid of her consistent bothering. So the lesson of the story is Jesus used the story to teach his disciples to always pray and not give up, showing that God will grant justice to his chosen ones. So this widow had, kept praying for her justice for the adversary. And it's very important that you just have to be relentless. You guys have to be, always consistent in prayer, and Jesus, God, had rewarded her for that, for being relentless and not giving up, being persistent throughout that trial and tribulation period that she was going through, that little season that, she had went through. She was relentless. She didn't give up. She didn't, fall astray. She kept strong in her faith and always, was focused on Jesus, and Jesus, God in the flesh, had rewarded her for her doings, her, loyalty to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And that's a little story about how being relentless could reward you and play in your favor, but you have to endure that time of trial and tribulation, which unfortunately sucks, but it comes with a reward if you're willing to endure. So I have the definition of relentless that I'm going to be talking to you guys before we move on to the next one. Is going to be the quality of being very determined of or pertaining to an act of grinding until one gets to their goal when giving up is not in one's DNA. So it's a pretty cool definition I found. I'll throw it up there for you guys on the screen. But we're going to be moving on to the next one. Number two is going to be cutting out the noise. And I've heard about verse in Matthew 5:10-11 that Jesus says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me." Jesus declares that those who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness and for Jesus' sake are blessed, meaning they will have a great reward in heaven. This refers to the faithful followers of Christ who endure mistreatment, insults, and harassment because their life and identity are tied to Jesus Christ. The world hates these followers not because of their wrongdoings, but because they represent Christ and his kingdom, which is in opposition to worldly values. Basically, if you're cutting out the noise, if you're living for Jesus Christ of Nazareth, if you're living for the truth, if you're doing the will of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you are going to actually be persecuted, you're going to be hated upon. And if you're just out, here living your purpose, the one that God has given you, you're doing YouTube videos, you're doing something you're passionate about, you're, doing bodybuilding, whatever, art, whoever it could be, you're doing that, people are going to persecute your family. And, Jesus says that our haters, people that are going to turn against us the most, are going to be our own family members. It's going to turn a father against the son, a mother against the daughter. And you have to be aware that this is just something that happens on your journey. It's going to happen. You get persecuted, you're going to get hated, you're going to get, called out. But just know that this is just something that every every Christian, every true follower of Jesus Christ of Nazareth is going to endure. And honestly, if you're not getting persecuted, if you're not getting attacked, you're not speaking the truth. And I honestly think you should self-reflect if you're not talking about some things, or you're not saying some things because you're afraid. You need to dig inside internally and start talking about the Jews, start talking about Israel, start talking about the genocide going on in Gaza and how our country is funding it. Something like that. A lot of people won't talk about it. Yes, it's well known now, but there's a lot of people that are still, afraid to bring that up on their platform, and especially if they're, on Twitch or YouTube, which is known for being YouTube. That's why I've been posting on Rumble now. So if I get banned, you guys know why. But yeah, just be aware of this and know that, don't be afraid to get some persecution. That honestly shows that you're authentic, that you're actually being you, and you're not afraid to have other people talk about you or gossip about you. If people aren't talking about you or gossiping about you, you're probably not doing something right. Because I honestly have someone on Rumble that every time I post a video, I always see one dislike. But that dude is literally my biggest fan. He's giving me one extra view. He's giving me, engagement on my post. It actually pushes me in the algorithm. So if you're watching this video, thanks, buddy. I hope I made your day. Hopefully this will put a smile on your face or whatever. But yeah, we're going to be moving on to the next one. So this is going to be a Rumble exclusive, so if you guys are not on Rumble, make sure you guys switch over to Rumble, and you'll be able to see this one there. But it's going to be consistency and discipline move mountains.